Well, it's Uncommon Fossil today presenting a Suicune Ludicolo deck. This is a deck that was a top deck back in the day, back particularly when it had the Intellion engine to help it work, which hasn't been around for quite a while. But it's still it's a solid deck to play, is what I'll say. And it's one of these Pokemon and decks that I want to play before we're going to lose it for good from standard when rotation hits in about 2 months. So I want to play the deck now because I still do enjoy it. And look, while it's not as good as it once was, it's still a decent, certainly a solid deck to play on the ladder. You'll get your fair share of wins with the deck. Suicune, a nice and easy Pokemon to set up as a basic V. It Blizzard Rondo attacks for two energies, a water and a colorless, does 20 plus 20 more for each bench Pokemon. So you do the math. You can hit up to 220 if both benches are full. And obviously, you can control the size of your bench, generally speaking, but you obviously can't control the size of your opponent's bench. So we like to be able to hit for more damage, which is where the Ludicolo comes, and we'll get to that next. But it also has the fleet-footed ability, which is nice. If it's in the active spot, you can draw a card, which is just a nice little plus. It's not make or break on the deck, but it is a nice plus with it. And then, so we play a 2/02 Ludicolo, hence, it's a Suicune Ludicolo deck, I would say. For the enthusiastic dance ability, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve your Pokemon during your turn, you may use this ability, and then your basic Pokemon's attack do 100 more damage. So 220 on the Suicune as a cap now becomes 320. We do play two of them. We play a 2/02 line, so you need the two Lotad, the two Ludicolos, and we play two rare candies. If any of those are prized, or if you discard a rare candy for any reason, you can only use that. You can't do it twice, but it does stack if you do them both the same turn to climb up to take out a big V Max or a very tanky Pokemon Stage 2 EX. So that's an option too. But generally, it gets us nicely into that 280 range we need to take out like a Giratina VSTAR or such. Or also, even if when benches aren't full, we can get up above the 200 range to knock out a basic V or EX too. So it's a nice add to the deck. I think the deck definitely needs it. Like I said, the Suicune's level of damage isn't quite enough these days, but the Ludicolo takes it there. And you can attack with it and end up against Lost Zone. It is a nice attacking option. Wave Splash for 2 energy does 120, which means you're one-shotting the Comfey, the Cramorant, the Sableye, but they're not one-shotting you back. So therefore, you're winning the prize race against these low HP single prize attackers. So just keep it in mind for that as well. What else do we play? We play one Radiant Greninja. We need energies in the discard pile for Melony. We play 4 Melony, and we do play Palkia VSTAR. So concealed cards, you discard an energy, which you want it to be a basic water, energy, and then you draw 2 cards. So good there, get cards in hand, get those energies in the discard. And the attack is a threat, Moonlight Shuriken. For 3 energies, water, colorless, you discard 2 energies. You do 90 damage to your opponent's Pokemon. And if you're hitting into the active, the Ludicolo will add to that as a basic Pokemon. But it's more of a threat, the attack to me, than an attack you use often. It does force your opponent to bench a mana if they have it usually, and then that can kind of get in their way a little bit, right? Reducing their bench flexibility or adding another Pokemon to the bench gives another 20 damage to the Suicune and to the Palkia VSTAR. So it's a nice thing there. And then we play a 2/1 Palkia VSTAR line. I think want to be able to get the V down early. If the VSTAR is prized, we can pull that later and evolve into it, but getting at least one of the Vs down early is very important, I find. So that's why 2 of the basic V, 1 of the VSTAR, I think is a count that seems to be working well for me. Subspace Swell is like Suicune V's attack, only slightly better for 2 energies. They're both water in this case, so don't attach a colorless energy to it. It won't help with the attack cost anyway. It does 60 plus 20 more for each bench Pokemon, so it caps out at 260, so 40 more than Suicune V's attack. And then Starport ability, which is a big part of why it's here too. You can accelerate up to 3 water energies from the discard pile to your water Pokemon any way you would like, so that's good. How you power up Radiant Greninja, can power up a Suicune V, power up itself. Can attack with Ludicolo, can attack with Lumineon V too, if that's the way the game needs to go. So that ability is very good. And of course, Radiant Greninja gets waters in the discard pile, exploit him with Palkia VSTAR, and attacking with it is quite nice as well. And then one Lumineon V gets us that one supporter we need. Do we need a Melony? Do we need an Irida? With its Luminous Signs ability, when you play it onto your bench from hand, search your deck for any one supporter. And then the attack is useful. It's useful. It's 3 energies to attack. So, well, you can Melony to it to get an attach. That's 2 on a turn, so you kind of might take 2 turns to attack with. But sometimes if you don't have to attach, if your attacker's surviving, you can Melony to it 1 turn and then maybe use it the next turn, or use Palkia to accelerate to it. At 120, it does take out a number of Pokemon, or if we can't one-shot it with the Suicune V, hit it first, the Lumineon V. And what this does is when you attack, it goes into your deck, it shuffles into your deck along with all cards attached, so it's getting that 2 prize liability out of play. That's really the biggest reason you'd use the attack, just to get it out of play. But again, it's really there for the ability, and it is important to have that ability at times. All right, I'm pretty sure I hit all the Pokemon there. So the energy, 10 basic water energies. We're discarding energies with Radiant Greninja and other cards, and then accelerating them back with Melony and Palkia VSTAR, so a bunch of basic waters. And then 2 jet energies, provides colorless energy, which we do need for like the Suicune V. And also it gives a switch card, which is useful. I like having it, so 1 jet energy might be enough. But if you want one, if you only play 1 copy, the odds of hitting it when you need it aren't good. So that's why I'm playing 2 copies, and I do like it in this list. All right, getting to the trainers. I'll hit the supporters first. As I mentioned, Melony, we play 4 Melony. I've kept the deck pretty simple with thick lines of the cards I want. The supporters are all 4 of and 3 ofs. You could obviously cut some, reduce some of the thickness of those, and add some other versatility in the deck, but I like when I'm starting off with a deck, keep the deck simple. Things go better in the long run, I find. You set up more, you're more consistent. So Melony, attach a water energy from the discard pile to one of your V Pokemon, and then draw 3 cards. So draw 3 energy acceleration, very good card. So 4 copies of that, and then 4 copies of Irida. Great for these water decks. Search your deck for a water Pokemon and an item card. Reveal and put in your hand, shuffle your deck. So gets your Ludicolo and the Rare Candy, for instance. So a really useful card during the course of the game. So I really like that there. And then we play 3 bosses orders. You know what that is. Really good card. And 3 Iono. Again, it's just a nice card to have. Could cut that. Could swap it out for Colress too. Colress Experiment is a card that I've had in and out of the deck some too. So that's another good supporter to help set things up. But, with this mix of supporters, you're hitting what you need and getting cards a decent amount. Play 2 Lake Acuities. This stadium's okay. All Pokemon that have water or fighting energy attached take 20 less damage for your opponent's attacks your opponent's Pokemon. So it gives some use, some value out of it. If it reduces us being 1-shot or takes us away from being 2-shot, it's worth it. And we do need to bump past the peak to use Radiant Greninja, but more importantly, Palkia's VSTAR power. So, and that's the only card we take that plays to bump past the peak. So, that's why it's here. 2 copies, I think, is enough. You have to draw into it somehow because you can't search for a stadium, but I think 2 copies is fine. You could put a third copy. I had a third copy at times, or you could play around with different stadiums if you want. Okay, so then getting into, we do play 4 Earthen Vessels, draw energy, discard a card, which a lot of times is a basic energy, because again, Melony, Palkia, energies in the discard pile, get energies in hand, so 4 copies. You could cut this if you want to make the deck more flexible, but again, you add flexibility, you lose consistency. I like consistent decks. 2 Rare Candies, so you could certainly add a 3rd Rare Candy if you cut something. That's not a crazy notion. You could add a stage 1. I don't think you want to do that with this deck, but you could. I think I might have even done that at one point. I decided, no, I'm okay without that. You could add a stage 1, and you add the Professor's Turo that puts the Pokemon back in your hand, because once you use the Ludicolo, you could put it back in hand, play down the basic again to set up reusing it. So that's something you can do too. It's just a lot of pieces, and it just doesn't happen as often as I would like when I tried it. 2 Escape Ropes, just get some more switching, force our opponent to switch too. Since we have jet energy and such, I don't think we need a switch per se, but Escape Rope is good. And we play the stage 2, so therefore switch card isn't reliable. Obviously, you can't get the Suicune, the Palkia VSTAR out of the active. Pokemon Search, play 3 Nest Ball, 4 Battle VIP Pass, only works on turn 1, but it's really good when you hit it. I've said it probably at other times, but I heard it. It's a card I don't like, but I play it because it's good. It's just very high. When you hit it turn 1, life is good. When you miss it turn 1, life is bad. It's just too swingy for me. So I'll be glad when it's out of the format. I don't have to play it, and I don't have to worry about other players, hitting 2 Battle VIP Pass turn 1 and kind of feeling like I've lost the game already. And then for Ultra Balls, we have the Ludicolos, we have the Palkia V-Stars. This gets that into our hand. Plus, for the Lumineon V, you have to play it from hand. You can't, well, you could get it to play with Nest Ball or Battle VIP Pass. You don't want to because you lose the ability, so Ultra Ball is good for that. And of course, we want to get energies in the discard pile. Getting 3 energies in the discard pile quickly is very important, so we can, or even more than that, right? If you want to Melony and use Palkia's ability 1 turn, that's 4 energies you can accelerate from the discard pile. So Ultra Ball, really good for that. So I believe that's all the cards. And I've enjoyed the deck. I enjoyed the deck back in the day with the Italian Engine, but I still think it's a solid deck. And let's take a look on the ladder and see what we can do with the deck now. All right, let's see what happens here. Sorry, a lot of silence. It's kind of... there's just a lot happening today. That's what I'll say. For a day, in one sense, it's a very slow day. Well, look, it snowed outside. That's a big part of it, which means things are disrupted in like many different areas, and part of it is they're doing a lot of shoveling, but it also means less is happening in its way, But everything's just out of most things are out of sync. Okay, so I'm going first. This is not the start I wanted. I think it's fair to say, right? Okay, yeah, Greninja, and hope I hit something off of that. And then use the Ultra Ball probably. That's not 3 boss. Wow, okay, so I'm gonna ditch, and I'm going to put down the Palkia. Yeah. I think Palkia is the play I want here, and then I pass. It's not a great start. Not a great start. I might be able to knock out the V. Look, the in one sense, the best way to knock out the V is to have the Ludicolo. If they fill their bench, okay, which they're not doing, they're being smart about it. I actually potentially, let's think here. I can take the knockout with Palkia and Ludicolo though, which is intriguing, right? So I'll toss him down. I'm going to Melony and kind of hope. That's what I'm going to do. I could have Irida, which would have gotten me. So I think I roped the Suicune into the active. Hopefully I hit an energy. Because I draw an extra card here. Give me an energy or access to energy, please. Oh, the game is my friend at the moment, so so I get to go. So now this is good. Now this sets me up to finish them off next turn. Even if they evolve, right? I only need to do 180, which should be doable. I don't, right now they have 2 cards in the lost zone, and they scoop. Yeah, they were in a terrible spot, right? I could probably put a few more terribles in that sentence, and it would still probably be underselling it. So I don't know. They probably didn't bench things because they didn't have a choice. But whatever it was, they didn't go well for them. Went decent for me, and obviously much better for me than them. All right, let's see what we can get going here. All right, choosing heads. Continue to go first if I get the choice. All right, not my choice, which is fine. I mean, there's a lot to be said for going second as well. And obviously, it just depends, right? I can use the Call for Family attack, get things set up, which is a good feeling. All right, hopefully they choose soon. This is the kind of day where it won't be just the way the day's gone for me if my opponents just don't play. It would just kind of fit in with the day. All right, so I go first. So they're probably going to take a knockout. All right, well, 2 Battle VIP Pass are really nice. Escape Rope, Energy. Too bad I didn't have a basic Pokemon. Any basic Pokemon would have been fine. That would have been an awesome start. Okay. I think I will put the Lotad in the active. Greninja, Battle VIP Pass. I want to thin before Radiant Greninja. Probably Battle VIP Pass, then Radiant Greninja, then Nest Ball for something else. That's what I'm thinking. Just trying to think through the sequencing. So they're going to look to do some damage. And this is not good. Lightning is not good because everybody I have is weak to lightning. Shockingly. Not shockingly, actually, right? So I'll toss down to Palkia and I'll toss down to Suicune. I will get rid of an energy. I will, let's think. If I need to do 230, then do I really want to swing hard and chuck down a Lotad? That's what gives me the potential for the knockout, right? That gives me the knockout potentially on anybody. Yeah, if they Iron Hands my Lotad, I want to know the Lotad. I guess I'm kind of taking a big chance there too, I will say. And end turn. So we will see. We will see. I'm a bit surprised they benched 2 Pokemon, right? Because if you're worried about Donk, that's obviously a time to bench someone. But look, the Iron Hands, if they want the Iron Hands in the active, he's not going to get donked. And and you want to control who's in the active, right? You don't want me to rope and switch you if you don't want to. So I'm not sure benching the Pokemon made sense there. I can't disrupt their hand. There's no item that resets their hand. All right, they whiffed on that. That's good. And putting the Iron Hands in the active means they're probably not attacking with this turn, right? So they may not attack. They might not attack this turn, which is awesome. Awesome. Do I Iono this turn? Maybe I do, right? I'm just trying to think through what I do. I could Melony. He does 120. See, he one-shots my Suicune V, the Iron Hands, which is brutal. Fortunately, he doesn't one-shot my Palkia, but that's the problem. He Iron Hands one-shots the Suicune V, which is basically for 3 prizes. I just can't, I can't live with that. So, okay, that's good. They have not gotten, wow. Okay, Lake Acuity, that could be big actually. So I think I need to, I guess I need to Melony. The problem is their hand is so bad, I can't give them cards. That's what I'd say. I cannot give them cards. So I have Melony. That's my play. Okay, I'm going to play the Melony. I'll attach my Stadium probably. Yeah, I should have thought that through. I think I need to attack with Palkia here. Earthen Vessel, that's good. That's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough. Not sure what I'm going to do here. That was a bad sequence. I should have attached to Palkia last turn, I think. Actually, get another energy. I really don't want to use Palkia's VSTAR power, though, right? Don't think I do. I mean, I want to evolve Palkia. That's a given. And 210. He actually, what's he doing? He's doing 120. So, is it after applying weakness? So, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to end turn. And my thought is my opponent can't do anything. So, all right, the disruption's going to get bigger and louder, and yeah. So we'll see what happens here. Just trying to take a peek outside. As to what happens here. All right, we will find out. What's my opponent doing? Not doing much, right? Not doing much. Which, okay, well, this kind of do I want to Iono? I think I do here. I think I want to Iono. Now they're going to. Do I want to bench something? That's part of my question too, right? I don't think I want another Suicune down. I think he's just bad. He's just bad. So I'm gonna make that play, and I'm gonna Iono. And we'll see what happens. I can accelerate one. Hopefully I didn't hit energy either. Well, that's pretty rotten. That's incredibly horrible, actually. That's that's not good. Okay, so do I want to do something with the Ultra Ball? Wow. I mean, I think I gotta. Wow, this is terrible. I'm star portaling for one just so I can retreat the Lotad. That's just beyond awful. I mean, it's just beyond awful. I didn't hit an energy. I hit no energy. Saw enough cards. I should have hit energy. I want to take those 2 prizes. We'll see what happens here. Is it going to be I'm weak to them. It's a huge problem, of course. Okay, I actually can take out the Iron Hands next turn, potentially. So that's super awesome. Super awesome, right? And honestly, at this point, see what happens. We will see what happens. They might disrupt my hand as well, right? So, I mean, if okay. I mean, they could counter catcher me, right? We'll see what cards they're grabbing. Brave Recharge. Okay, so I now can't get. Well, what am I doing here? I'm doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I think I can do this. I think I can one-shot him still. And actually, I don't have to hard retreat. I don't believe they're going to knock out my active. And this is good. This is okay. It's okay. That's what I'll say. I have access to what I need here, and I can bench another Suicune if I have to. So this, taking one-shotting the Iron Hands is big. Oh, they did take the knockout. How did they? Wait, does 120? What did they have to? Okay, so I'm going to send him up. 120 to 40. I'm a little confused there. Okay, anyway, I'll figure it out. So I will grab my card. First off, okay, so your attack right now, not good enough. Discard. Ooh, okay. What do I want to get down? Oh, no, I want a Ludicolo. That's silly me. Grab the Ludicolo. So I'm going to keep this energy, I think. The energy situation is a little awkward, but that's okay. All right, so Ludicolo Lotad. I will say, I will dance enthusiastically. Yes, please. I'm doing 260. I'm going to need a Melony, right? I'm going to need Melony. So 280 at this point. I have knockout. Do I want to... I'll keep the basic energy at this point. Keep the basic. And I will one-shot you there, which is a very important play for me. Now, I'll see what happens. I mean, I need to be able to attack again. I need Melony to attack again. Ideally, look, I want to win the game next turn. There's 2 more Melonies in deck, or possibly prized, but at least, you know, I'm pretty sure they're not both in deck, I think it's fair to say. I mean, both prized. So that was a big hit for me there. Losing the Palkia is tough, though. Losing the Palkia, I don't like the fact that I lost the Palkia. It makes life tougher. I do have the boss, though. He's only at 200 HP, so they need to bench another Pokemon before I could knock him out, right? And I need to get an energy accelerated, so I can't attack. I'm going to assume they're going to knock me out my active. I assume. I mean, well, maybe not. Miraidon needs 3. They can accelerate there. So he takes me out. The Flaffy will accelerate 1. They attach. That's 4. So that takes me out. The problem is then that's 4 energies. They have no more energy in play. They're out of generators. They can Flaffy next turn. They're super vulnerable at that point. So, so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens here. Yeah. So anyway, Mahonet's not doing much. Trying to figure out, I guess, if they have any options besides losing. I mean, they have a Flaffy. They have energy. They need an energy to attach, though. They need a second energy to attack. If they use the first attack, they accelerate energy themselves, but I knock them out for game. So that gives me game, right? I think. Does it? Let's see where I'm at. I'm at 160. It does not give me game. So let me think. So he's doing what? 160. So I'm coming up short, unfortunately. Should I try to think through the sequencing too? I could grab a Pokemon, but I got Ludicolo. Okay, so I need a rare candy. So maybe I should have, see what happens here. Oh, wait, you know what? I can make this, I can get my Lumineon, silly me, and then I can Irida, and I have my rare candy. Okay, right? So that gets me everything I need, right? So Lumineon V. Beautiful. Yep, silly. I'm really out of practice with this deck, unfortunately. So Irida. So right now he's doing 180. So just grab the key thing. Is the rare candy. And that gives me game. So boop, boop. And enthusiastic dance, say yes, please. And swing away for 280. Still had that extra draw card, didn't need it. So I should have thought through the Lumineon V sooner. Obviously, I'm out of practice with these water decks with Lumineon V. That's a sad sign for me because I played a lot of these decks in the past. So anyway, the Lumineon V, very nice in the deck. Ludicolo, double Ludicolo that game. Things really came together quite nicely. All right, we'll see what happens here. It's been a odd time trying to record the last little bit here. Many disruptions flying around in my life for whatever reason. So I'll just decide to hit now, and it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, no distractions, so that I can actually finish the game through, and also so that I can focus on things. So going first, which I'm probably happy with. Lotad, okay, that's not bad actually. That's actually pretty good because he can. I can call for family, so that's all right. So up against Lost Zone, they're going to knock me out, right? No, actually, I'm going first. That's right. So let's see what I have here. I think I want to get a Radiant Greninja down. And, yeah, get down a Radiant Greninja. Get some energies. I'll bump my stadium, I guess. I mean, discard my stadium. I got to dump something. Get 2 energies. Discard 1. Hopefully, I get like a Suicune. That's what I'd like to see. But time will, we'll find out. Battle VIP Pass, even better, right? So, let's see. Do I have the VSTAR? I have the VSTAR. Okay, this is quite good. Two Suicunes, and gonna get down my Palkia. I think I will leave. Just double checking, right? Yeah, so I'll leave the VSTAR there. I'll attach to the Suicune and end turn here. I don't play Manaphy. Well, no. Well, Manaphy doesn't help with the Sableye, of course. So things, we'll see. If a lot of these decks are Giratina VSTAR, which is a tremendous deck. So I'm giving up the single prize, right? Now I do have the Radiant Greninja that they can take out. Takes them 2 turns with Sableye once they get that going. Start to get a sense of what they're playing here. Seeing what they lost zone and stuff. They haven't got down to Giratina V. They might have a Giratina V in hand. Maybe they don't play it. I don't know. Or maybe it's prized. If you play it, it's not in hand. I would have thought you would have gotten it. All right, so ditching a lost vacuum. Good for me. That slows them down a little bit. So what do they have? They have 2 in the lost zone. Switch, they'll get to 3. Look, I'm not too worried about they're taking their knockout, I got to say. If they knock me out, they knock me out. It is what it is, right? They have Manaphy, and I don't play. Okay, so it may be Charizard Lost Box, right? They have the Fire Energy, so maybe Radiant Charizard. So it may be a single prize deck here. That may be the case. Okay, so they've ditched 1 Comfy and a Vacuum, a Nest Ball, Pokegear. Okay. Seen 1 energy. Okay, so they didn't. So they whiffed on the knockout. That's good. I probably Irida. I probably want to. Let's see what they send up. I'm gonna rope. Send up the Suicune before I do anything else, and I'll draw an extra card with the Suicune. I have Irida, which can get me the energy. So, sending up the other Comfy. Not surprised by that. Draw my card. Earthen Vessel. Okay, well that's. Did I get rid of a stadium last turn? I did. Do I ditch another stadium? I might, right? That's a good question, right? So I'm going to. I do want to evolve the VSTAR. And what do I want to toss away? Maybe I'll keep the stadium. I'll get rid of Battle VIP Pass, right? Just something to discard with my Earthen Vessel. That's what that is. Get 2 energies. I'll attach. I'm not going to use my ability. I'll evolve. Well, actually, I should use Radiant Greninja now, right? Use Radiant Greninja because I have my Palkia VSTAR. All right, Lumineon V's nice. Okay, well, that's a nice get, too, because I can Melony next turn or something. Okay, 2 energies in the discard. Don't want to use the VSTAR power. So just take a simple knockout there. So, okay. So I end up taking the first prize. I thought they would, but they whiffed. Maybe they want to fall behind on prizes too. That could be part of their plan. I don't think I want another Lotad down, even if I can pull off double Ludicolo, which is tricky. I only play, it's a 2-0-2 line of Ludicolo, so if I have the other Ludicolo's prize, and I only play 2 rare candies, so the deck's really designed for 1 Ludicolo play. I could put a 3rd rare candy in. That's a consideration. If I want to double Ludicolo more, can have a better chance of doing that over the course of the game. But my thought is Suicune's pretty good. Get 1 turn with that extra reach is enough to make things happen. That's my thought with it. Could be wrong. Excuse me for bumping the mic there. Hopefully it didn't make too much sounds. Okay. things are thinking to might get noisy outside too. As of this disruptive day, which I think I mentioned at the start, there's a lot happening outside my house. So, okay, they're roping me. So what are they going to do? I assume they're going to take the knockout. I'm going to set up a Lotad. Because at this point, if it's truly a single prize deck, which is what they've shown thus far, I don't need anything else happening, right? Okay, they have counter catcher, so all right. I mean, okay. I mean, all right. I mean that's fine. I don't really care about that. I actually don't think I like that play. I don't think I like that because they're not going to take the knockout here, and they need to gust me up a second time to get the knockout. I'm going to retreat him to the bench. So maybe, I could attack. This is potentially time to attack with... all right, let me draw my card here with Lumineon V. Sorry, I am kind of muttering to myself a lot, I think. Ludicolo does 120. I actually could take him out with Ludicolo as well, couldn't I? That's pretty interesting, isn't it? I think I might just do that. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go for that play. I might as well do the enthusiastic dance. So right now I have 2 energies in the discard. I will toss a third in. Jet energy would be nice here actually as well. Do I want to... I'll reduce my damage, which actually keeps that Suicune alive potentially. I will now... I'm going to Iono. What do I have? I have 3, right? Okay. I'm going to Iono. Just get a fresh set of cards here. Maybe I should have used Great Ball. Okay. So Jet Energy is a nice get. Do I just want to take out the Cramorant? Maybe I do. Okay, so I'm going to 1, 2, and 3. Plus, because if the stadium stays in place, it gives me some protection, right? I like protection. I like that. So Jet Energy and just smack for 120, but it should do 220, correct? Because of my ability, because I did activate the ability, right? I hope I did. I hope I did. Oh no, it doesn't work. That's right, because it's an evolution. Silly me, silly me. But I was an idiot there. But I did. Yeah, my original thought process was correct. As I thought further about it, I got off. I messed up. But yes, the Ludicolo is an evolution, so it doesn't boost itself. But I only needed the 110. And which it does 120. So, and now they need to gust to take out the Suicune. And actually, he at the 120 one-shots everything that they have right now, which is very nice, very nice. So, Ludicolo is a nice attacking option in this matchup. Didn't think I'd be using Ludicolo as an attacker. It hadn't really been my thought process. As long as they have the mana fee. Radiant Greninja is not good, and I've used my ability, my Palkia's VSTAR power, so I'm not going to attack with Radiant Greninja. I could, no. So they're roping me. So I'll just send up the Suicune here, right? Send up the Suicune. No reason to give up the... oh, that's kind of nice, actually. The mana fee. The mana fees, I mean, if they let me take out the mana fee, that's actually very good. So they're going to bump my stadium, which I get. It sets me back. So the psychic and the fire energy, okay. I mean, it's fine. I don't care at all. So this is good. I think I'm... So, yeah, will use Radiant Greninja. Yeah, things are getting a little noisy outside. Okay, so I might as well Melony to my other No, actually, I'm going to Melony to the Palkia because he's a very nice attacker in this matchup. I'm going to rope, and yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to rope here. I don't take out the Manaphy, but that's okay. I don't really care about the Manaphy. I'm happy to just keep smacking away at the active. I might get to take out the Manaphy down the road, but again, I'm not putting any energies on the Radiant Greninja, so take him out. They wanted to keep their engine alive, and I get that. I'm not sure what their lost zone count is either. I'm not sure how close they are to the Sableye. Oops. They're at 9. So Sableye could, they just needed one in the lost zone. So I'm guessing they don't have Colress's Experiment. Otherwise, that could have been a nice play. So Pokegear, again, do they have... Okay, so they get Clara. They kind of get things back. So they're going to attack with Sableye, I assume, which will take out my Suicune V. I just wipe him out with my Ludicolo, though. So, I mean, at this point... Okay. I mean, I'll listen with the Palkia. He's tanky. So they're just gonna sprinkle the bench, I'm assuming, which is fine with me. And okay, and setting up a Cramorant as well. I'm not really sure if I want to do anything here. The question is, what do I do? I kind of feel like I have a lot of good cards here. Seems like I should do something, right? Seems like I should do something. I think I just kind of sit on it, though. I think I'm going to Ultra Ball. And, okay. Putting a couple there is fine. Yeah, I need to get another attacker set up, so I'm going to Ultra Ball. I'm going to Melony this turn, I think. Lumineon, no, he's 3 energies, so Suicune V is really the play I want. I'm also thinking, do I want to toss out another Suicune? I might not want to. Because I need energy attached, and if I have too many Pokemon in play, I can't attack with them all, and I don't like that thought. So I'm going to get energy on Suicune V. Okay. I mean, just kind of, it's going quite nicely. Do I attach to that Suicune V? I'm gonna just take the knockout here. My thought is, I'm a little concerned about the stall situation. I don't have a ton of switching. If they gust up the Radiant Greninja, right? My thought is, look, I could attach to the Suicune V because he's with 1 energy, because then he can attack, and then 1, 2, 3 of my Pokemon can attack, which is great. If I keep this hand, I might Melony the next turn. I do have to be careful of decking out, though. No, I have Iono, so I'm okay. I'm not going to deck out. So I probably Melony next turn and attach to Radiant Greninja. Then they can't stall me. Then I can retreat with the Radiant Greninja as well. Right, because a stall scenario is I'm more worried about that than most other things at this point in time. Unless they have some tanky Pokemon they're hiding from me, which I'm assuming is not the case. So hopefully there's not a lot of noise, background noise in the recording. There's a fair amount of background noise outside my window. Okay, so Radiant Charizard, but he doesn't. He's coming up 10 short right now, so that's awesome. So my opponent needs 4 prizes, he or she. So just kind of keeping things going here is good at this point. So, right, just as long as I don't miss, I attack and I attack and I win. Okay, they're going to miss the knockout though. So that really was a give up play, is what I will say to them, which is fine. Fine for me in particular. I will probably, unless I hit a rope or something. Yeah, my ropes are gone. I don't think I want to retreat here. So I'll attach here, and everything I have here so I take a knockout next turn, right? So I'm just gonna just going to attack. Why not? I'll just attack. They can take 2 prizes. They can take 2 prizes. That's it. With whatever. They have options for the 2 prizes. They can hit me with Cramorant. They can also hit me with Sableye. Right, Sableye. And even if I benched the Lotad, let's say, then they could take 3 prizes, but they need 4. The Lotad would have been a bad play, though, because then they potentially could get me stuck there, right? They could Gust and attack with Sableye. But that's why I wanted the energy on the Radiant Greninja, right? Because the idea for them, their only chance would have been, I think, get something stuck in the active and and start spreading damage with the Sableye. But they're at 1, 2, I think 3 Sableye attacks before 3 turns before they could win. They'd have to, they would need a crushing hammer as well to make it happen. So anyway, hopefully things start happening here. All right, a lot of beeping going out my window. My Pineapple may have stopped playing because I don't think they have a way. I mean, they don't know what's in my hand, but based on what's on board, I think I have game on board. I mean, obviously, I don't know what's in their hand. Do they have some type of play that I haven't anticipated? They could, but I don't think they do, right? I don't think they do. They might have stopped playing or disconnected. They might, unfortunately, after that last turn, it seems like they stopped playing, which is very unfortunate with this game, I will say. Look, I'm just going to say at this point, I think it's going to be pass, knockout for game. I think deck did what it did, and I might just chop off the game here with the video because, hey, you don't need to watch the timer. All right, well, anyway, it timed out, so I'm just going to attack game. They stopped playing, which is an unfortunate problem that happens too often, I will say. Maybe they disconnected, maybe it wasn't intentional, but, when you're losing, don't just, keep, we're all playing this in a community together. There's no reason to to make things take longer for your opponent. So we will try to be, enjoy yourself, but also there's no reason just to, not to try to be good for the community as a whole. Anyway, deck did its thing. Very pleased about that.